Welcome to Dark Hours FM. If you'd like to help keep these stories alive and feeling generous, you can give a tip at Buy Me a Coffee or unlock more haunting at Patreon. All the links in the bio. Tonight's story, Season 1, Episode 9, The Third Knock. Let's begin. Marcus hadn't been back to the mountains in years, but when his grandfather passed, he inherited the old cabin, tucked into the heart of the Appalachians, surrounded by woods thick enough to silence the world. It was remote, isolated, the kind of place where you had to drive 15 minutes just to lose signal. He arrived just before dusk, greeted by the hollow creak of the front gate and the low moan of wind slipping between trees. The cabin smelled like old cedar and dust. There was no TV, no internet, just a fireplace, a sagging recliner, and a silence so deep it pressed against the bones. That night, rain started, a slow, steady drizzle that turned into a full storm by midnight. Marcus sat by the fire, flipping through one of his grandfather's old journals, when he heard it. Knock, software measured, 3 raps on the front door. He looked up, confused. Who the hell would be out here at this hour? He checked the time, 12:17 a.m., and walked to the door, cautious. No porch light, no motion, no sound except for the storm. He opened the door. There was no one there. Just a forest soaked in darkness and rain, and a porch empty except for wet leaves blowing in circles. Shrugging it off, Marcus locked the door and went back to the fire. Maybe an old branch had hit the wood. Maybe his nerves were still adjusting to the quiet. Then it came again. Knock. Same rhythm. Same pressure. Exactly the same. He checked the time again. 12:34 a.m. Now it felt deliberate. He didn't open the door this time. He went to the front window, peering through the warped glass. Still no one. But something had changed. The motion light had turned on. A fresh set of footprints trailed across the porch. Barefoot, muddy, human. And then they just stopped. Right at the door. No trail leading away. Marcus backed up, his skin crawling. He locked the door again, triple-checking it, then turned off every light in the cabin. He sat in the dark, watching the door, heartbeat in his ears. 15 minutes passed. Then, knock, but not on the front door. This one came from the back. Slow, heavy, deliberate. The back door led straight into dense woods. There was no path, no porch, no reason anyone could be standing there. His hand shook as he grabbed the phone. He called the sheriff's station. Static filled the line, but he got through. A deputy said he'd head over. Marcus sat with his back to the wall, eyes locked on the back door. The knocks didn't return. 20 minutes later, headlights broke through the trees. The deputy, a quiet man named Clark, swept the perimeter. He found the footprints. Just 3 sets, 1 at each knock, but nothing leading into the woods. Nothing leading out. Just a dead end. "You're not the first to call this in," the deputy muttered. "We've had a few reports over the years. Always 3 knocks. Always around midnight." He handed Marcus a slip of paper. On it, scribbled in faint ink, "Don't open the door on the 3rd knock." The next morning, Marcus nailed the back door shut. He installed trail cams, motion lights, sensors, whatever helped him sleep. For a few days, things were quiet. Then, reviewing the footage from the backyard trail cam, he found it. 1 frame, timestamp, 12:47 a.m. A figure standing behind the cabin, tall, thin, barefoot, head tilted, face obscured in the shadows. And its hand, raised toward the camera, holding up 3 fingers. Thanks for joining us in the dark. Some stories fade with the light. Others stay with you. We'll see you next time, if you make it.